Welcome to the All-Star Math Video Tutor. This is Mr. Easter, and the topic of this lesson is decimals and percents. The relationship between decimals and percents is really quite simple. If you want to go from a decimal, say 0.75, to a percent, you're going to move your decimal 2 places to the right, moving it from the position on the left of the 7 over 1 time and over a second time. And if we wanted to go in the opposite direction from a percent to a decimal, we would move our decimal 2 places to the left. Now, a lot of students have a difficult time understanding where the decimal is on a percent. Our decimal lies right in between our percent sign and our 5, making 75 a whole number. There it is. So we move it 2 places to the left, which again, like you saw before, is 0.75. It's kind of like a long jump progression, starting from the runway and moving over into the sand pit. If we were to start with our decimal 0.35 and begin our run, we would eventually end up at 35%, moving our decimal 2 places over to the right. And if we reverse this, we can go from a percent to a decimal, moving our decimal to the left. Let's look at some examples. We have the decimal 0.34, and we want to turn it into a percent. Well, our rule is to move our decimal 2 places to the right. So we're going to take our decimal behind the 3 and move it over 1 place and a second place, giving us a whole number of 34. And of course, because it's a percent, we want to add our percent sign. Next, we're going to go from a percent back to a decimal. Our percentage is 50. Like I said before, our decimal falls right between our last number and our percentage sign. Well, when we're going from a percent to a decimal, we're going to move our decimal 2 places to the left. Moving it over 1, 2, which gives us 0.50. In another example, with the decimal 2.45, even though there are now 3 numbers instead of just 2, our same rule is going to apply. We are still going to take our decimal and move it 2 places over to the right. 1, 2. Giving us the whole number 245. Because we have the 2, the 4, and the 5 and the decimal to the right of the 5. And do not forget your percent sign. And last but not least, we're going to look at a 3-digit percentage number, 312%. The decimal still is in the exact same spot between the last number and the percentage sign. And our rule is still the same. We want to move our decimal 2 places to the left between the 3 and the 1, giving us a decimal of 3.12. So really, the 2 key rules when dealing with decimals and percents is when you're going from a decimal to a percent, you want to make sure that you're moving your decimal 2 places to the right. And when you're going from a percent to a decimal, you want to remember to go 2 places to the left. The 2 key rules. And this is the end of this All-Star Math video lesson. Thank you.